And you should be live now.
Hi, thank you for coming. Really appreciate seeing you. Well, knowing you're out there, you're seeing me. I'm seeing you in my mind, in my imagination. I'm feeling you in my heart. And I love it when you comment and ask questions. It's really, really a wonderful inspiration for me to hear from you. And I'm Clare Cooley. This is the Creativity Show. And we are in the season of light, I like to call it, the gift giving season. And so these episodes ending on Christmas Day are these virtual visits, live streams are about how to have fun, frugal, and fantastic, fast, fun, fast, frugal, fantastic home decor and DIY gift making. I've been an artist my whole life, and I took in my two nephews and my mother very young because they didn't have a safe home. So I have been economically challenged throughout my life. I've lived in a teepee, a tent out of my Renault Dauphine in an abandoned building once. I've been homeless. So I know what it is to have a very limited budget. And even if and when I have funds, which can come and go with currency, um, capital is a currency that flows through life. So sometimes I have it, but I still love to make gifts. And people love to receive gifts that we made. It's from our heart, and there's nothing more appreciated, I've observed, than getting a gift from someone who has made it for you. So I'm going to be showing you some gift making ideas that are fun, fast, and frugal. And we're going to today take you on a tour of the Emerald Lady dressed up in her holiday finery. So you can see the DIY decorating I do, fun, fast, and frugal. I use the same elements, and sometimes things come to me. People give me things they don't have a use for, and I figure out I enjoy, that's Bodhi, the technical part, the technical half of Mother Son Productions. He named us. He asked me to work with him, and this is what he gets. Between the two of us, we do 4 productions every week. And then he puts out SVG files of my stencil designs, which I want to show you now. Here's today's stencil. Every virtual visit, I'm wearing a different outfit I stenciled. And this has one on the skirt, one on the blouse, one on the jacket. And it's a really fast, fun way, very frugal way to make outfits. I dyed this plain beige stuff, this nice rose color, and then I stenciled it. So it makes it art to wear, something special, something that expresses you or is made for someone special in your life. Can we show the cards? I'm going to show these in the next live stream on Monday at 11 a.m. I'm going to be making these cards from the stencil designs I've done, and Bodhi's put out as SVGs, $3 a piece. You can use them on fabric. They're something you download, and you can make any size you want. Scalable vector graphic SVG. If you have a Cricut cutter, you can have it cut it. If you don't, I have videos on how to use a razor blade, a hot knife, even a scissors to make stencils, to cut stencils. So I have videos already on the Creativity Show. Every one of these virtual visits goes up on the Creativity Show when we're done. So there's lots of different instructional and ideas on how to use stencils on walls, on platters, on hats, on gift bags, which is a really lovely gift, because not only do you make something with your own hands, you have the fun of doing it, but you give people something that is not only good for them, but good for the planet if we use reusable bags. So let's get into today it's a tour of the Emerald Lady. Monday it'll be the cards. And then next Thursday, the next virtual visit will be making out of ribbon. I did this with a staple gun and a little bit of tape and ribbon. Sure. And this one, some funky ribbon that wasn't long enough to wrap any packages with, so I made this. So we're going to show you how to do these really simple home decor. I like to use things that other people donate because they don't have a use for it or they don't want to spend the time doing it. And I challenge myself to try to imagine a use for all the materials that come into my life through people donating, me finding things in used stores. So it doesn't go into the landfill and it has a beautiful purpose. Every holiday season, I use this same materials, but I adorn the house in different ways. So every year it feels different, and I never get tired of looking at the elements because they're put together differently each time, and so they always feel new and fresh. Do a tour of the house and talk about what I like to call the luminous lighting. When the outside light decreases at this time of year, it's so wonderful to bring light from inside our hearts to share with others and to light up our homes. It's a wonderful tradition that worldwide makes sense, whatever our belief system, religion, spiritual beliefs, or none. We do observe that it gets darker at this time of year. And so it's a beautiful thing to bring back the light. So we're going to show you, that we have the garland, we have wreaths, we have trees, we have the way we do our gifts up the stairs with the lights on top of them. And there's a lot of different lighting in that category. And like I said, next Monday, we'll do the stenciling on cards, and I'll show you bags and hats and many things that I've done with stencils. So once you have a stencil, you can use it. I've had stencils for decades. My first stencils I hand cut with a razor blade, feathers, and I've had them, I don't know, a couple decades now, cut on my acetate, so they last if you take care of them for, a lifetime. And we're going to show you wasteless wrapping. We use the same bags every year and even the same tissue paper. I don't like to throw away anything if I don't have to. There's the ribbons that other people give me things, and the ribbons can't be reused for wrapping. I make them into, you're going to see the ribbon rainbows. You saw a couple examples of ribbon flowers. And so let's move into the tour. If you're ready, Bo, we'll show you the first floor of the Emerald Lady sparkled up.
Absolutely.
Thank you. This is Bodie, the movie maker, his YouTube channel. He does all the shooting and editing. We do work together on content, and we take a walk every day, and that's our walk and talk time, our moving production meetings. So we're getting exercise, fresh air, views, and talking about our projects. So it's a really wonderful way to keep it moving. And we think better when we're moving. So that's medically, scientifically documented. So I love the walk and talks. So here's those were the ribbon rainbows. And yeah, there's the Nutcrackers, which is a collection up until, Bodie grew up, that happens. But every year I used to get him a different Nutcracker, which is now a little delightful army of love. And here we have the living room with, I love to use the sparkly lights in floral displays, and that's the gallery, and in as many different ways as I can think of to use the lights, because they're just delightful little uplifting. On the center of the table here, we had a tree I made that used the broken chandeliers around the wall sconces in the Emerald Lady, which we'll show you a close-up later. And there we go. So using found things like organic materials, cattails, grasses, reeds, really is such a delightful way. Stones, feathers, all the organic stuff that we can just find on our walks that would just end up either down the storm drain or in the landfill, to make beautiful things. It's one of the ways I love to challenge my imagination, to imagine something I could turn these materials into. So my life is full of that. I said this, I think last live stream, but I had a boyfriend many years ago who was an MBA from Stanford, and he said to me, "You can do so much with so little." And that is my operating premise in life, is to look around me and see what I have to work with and make my life a little more what I want it to be every day, while lightly on the planet, not having to drive or buy things or order things, consume. I love to create. And instead of like, well, this isn't the perfect material, I'll buy something. No, figure out a perfect use for it, or at least a fun use. All right, let's take the tour up the stairs to the second floor, Bo.
All right, one moment.
Okay. So we did these yesterday, and so this is up our stairs. As you can see, we put the packages, the gifts, up the stairs with the lights on top of them. And I love to do that. And this looks like, we buy a lot of gifts, but the truth is these are the gifts for those we're giving gifts to. And most of them are very practical things for us. We save this time of year is when we do all the treaty foods that we do throughout the year end up in those bags, and it just looks so festive without spending, much. It's very frugal, and it's a tradition we have of getting the treat kind of, or gourmet little additions to our simple diet. We do it this time of year. So there's a wreath and that's the little space, big space. All my outer space art is in that small hall, give you a sense of depth even in a small space. And this guest room is, the theme is blue. I like to have a different color theme in each area. So the living room is kind of gold, yellow. The dining room is really about greens. The kitchen is orange. The guest room is blue. My room is mauve. Bodhi's room is kind of indigo. And there we go. I love the rope lights on the stairs, making even stairs a special place. So in the guest room, I call it the Forever Spring room. That's theme is blue. It's about resting, and when we don't have guests, it's got a massage pad on the futon on the floor, and it's a place to go meditate, rest, or what we do, because we both write. We've both written books. Bodhi's over 100,000 word novel, Northport 1999, is on his Patreon. Members receive it, and when he wants my reflection on it, I lay down on the massage pad and listen. So we have the walk and talks, the lay down and listen, and the write and reads, so we can give each other feedback. There's my memoir that's got over 60 pieces of art and over 52 stories, and 40 photographs from all the different multimedia arts things I've done. So let's take the tour up the stairs to the third level, which is guest quarters. I've done creativity coaching since my 20s when people asked me to. I didn't know that that's what I was going to be doing, but people asked me to, so I wrote a curriculum and I taught every grade level and hospitals and drug rehab and all sorts of places. A couple years ago for judge and lawyers and probation officers and people, the clients in the mental health court and drug court clients. So this is the third level, and it's red is the theme up there. And this is where people that do creativity retreats with me come here, and I love to consult people. I love to listen to them talk about what inspires them and help them hear themselves and find something inspirational and choose a project to build their creative confidence, or a number of projects, whatever works for them. So that shows some more stencil ideas around the walls and on the shower curtain, and the koi on the, let's see if the camera turns that direction. Let's see. Not quite, but there's like I said, videos that show all the different stencil, how to stencil, and where to use stencil ideas. There's a bunch we've put out there, so it's all in there. So there you go. So like I said, I like to have different color themes. So the full spectrum is represented in the house. The red level up there is very, very festive, and it makes a It makes it feel like a real celebration. And then there we go. Well, that's fabulous. Let's show a couple of the photographs, like the tree on the dining room table that I made from the broken down uneven chandeliers I hung on that, the dining room table.
It's showing. Yep.
Okay. And, oh, because you're showing all three of us. There we go. So that I just turned the broken little chandelier crystals into that tree. Okay. What else do we have? The Nutcracker, show that. The Nutcracker collection. Little army of joy. And how about the dragon table? And that, there we go. So I like to have fun, and I like to enjoy in the decorating process, having it be an adventure for me, which is the next book I'm working on, is going to be filled with what I call artistic adventures, suggestions of way we can explore our own imaginations and enhance our connection to our imagination in a lighthearted way, in a way that we can step into our creative flow and increase our happiness and increase our creative confidence by just trying different things, playing, enjoying it. Let's show the gold flower. Do we have that? There we go.
It's showing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we, the back of the tree. Do we have the back of the Christmas tree? I do something, well, I do a lot of things that people say are different. So I decorate the back of the tree different than the front of the tree. You don't see them at the same time, so it's a little adventure. The front of the tree is got very historic kind of ornaments, and the back of the tree has a different theme. How about the night? My favorite shot in the house is at night, looking down the stairs. Yeah, that's really so delightful to have all those gifts waiting to go to who we made them for. So
Yeah, it's such a lovely
and
idea
to open
to
up our treat section, our treats for the year.
Yeah, and to have put all of the twinkle lights on the presents. Where did you come up with that idea?
I just, ideas just come. We don't really know where they come from. I just thought, oh, that's so sweet to have the present. This is the first year I did the presents up the stairs, I think, but this is, maybe I did that one other time, I can't remember, but I didn't put the lights on it till this year. So I like to just keep experimenting and trying things and having fun doing it. That's, so just an area I wanted to light up.
Nice.
So if there's any questions, and then maybe you could tell them about the giveaway.
Sure, there's a few other photos I'd love to show, and you could talk about each one. So how about, this is the breakfast nook.
Right, using our Nutcracker chefs and gingerbread man in the kitchen. So like I said, the kitchen is got the orange highlights, the orange. So we've got the full spectrum in the house, the whole rainbow. The gallery is the ribbon rainbows. The gallery has all the colors, which we call the receiving gallery, because the house, when it was built, over 100 years ago that was called the receiving room, which is where guests would wait for the master of the house to come down the stairs and meet with them. So we call it the receiving gallery. And it's got all the colors represented. So did we
Nice.
get through all the pictures?
No. Next one.
Oh, the cards. Thanks so much. Yeah, so Monday at 11, I'm going to be making some cards in front of you and answering any questions you have about the process. They are really a delightful and economic, fun, fast and frugal way to make gift cards, or make a little set for a little stationery package, blank inside, so people can send them to their loved ones, or you can use them as and then make a reusable gift bag that they can shop with and have the stencil card with it. There's a lot of very economical ways to make extremely delightful gifts that people will appreciate.
Great. And then one more, the front of the house. Yeah, at night. Front of the house at night.
Okay. Yes, so there's the Emerald Lady. We moved here 8 years ago. I came back. I had been here in my 20s, doing the teaching creativity, artist, working in Miller Dwan with the mental health people and all kinds of places. And I was so impressed and moved by how supportive and kind people are here, how much they appreciate one another and creativity in the arts. So when Bode and I decided it was time to leave California, we traveled the country for a year in our RV. We named the Reasoned Manor so we could relocate in a reasoned manner. We just spend a year really seeing the country and really think long and hard about it. Duluth was always my first choice, but I wanted, I needed to agree wherever we chose to be mother-son productions. So we came here a few times before he said to me, "Mother, I thought you were exaggerating about how nice people are here, that you tend to, like everybody and romanticize people and only remember the good. But, people are as nice as you said they were." So he chose it too, and we've been here for 8 years. We found this house that had been on the market for 10 years because there was so much deferred maintenance. Nobody wanted to do it, but we're a couple of artists that are used to long, hard projects and price range because of that. So we've done all the restoration ourselves, redid the floors, all kinds of things. My kind cousin here helped us to do some stuff that we had never done before, which was most of it that we couldn't just look up on the internet. And that video is called Polishing the Emerald Lady. You can see us doing this restoration ourselves. So didn't realize when I purchased the house that it's in the Atlas of American Architecture. There's so many gorgeous homes here in Duluth because of the enormous wealth that was here over 100 years ago. And there's two houses in this area that are in the book, and certainly there are far more spectacular and big and estates here. But for some reason, this house is one of the two from Duluth that are in that book. So didn't know that until after we bought it. Somebody came through and told us. Also didn't know that my father, I first came to Duluth with my father because he was born here, and I was curious, and so I said, "Hey, let's go see where you grew up." And he was not happy here. He wasn't a happy guy. Let's just get, he had some wounds he couldn't heal. So he never talked about Duluth with, enthusiasm or appreciation. And so I didn't know until after I bought the house. My cousin told me, she's living now in the desert where I was born, and I'm living where she was born. And she called me and said, "Do you know where our fathers grew up?" And I'm like, "Duluth." And she said, "Yeah, but where?" And I said, "No." And my father never told me. Right down the street, on the same side of the street, a couple blocks away. Is that spiritual synchronicity? I think so, because, Bodhi and I are storytellers, and that's, what moves us both. That's our instinct and inspiration. I really like the true stories, and I appreciate the fictional stories, which is what his is, and the scary stuff in his fictional sci-fi thriller. That sometimes fiction, really can be as revealing as the truth, because it tells of the author's hopes and desires and dreams and fears. So I think it's noble work, and I've enjoyed being a sounding board for him to make that project real, and he's working on his next book in that series. So we're keeping it going, and loving the appreciation for the arts here and the community here, the kind people. So we're very grateful to be here, and grateful I get to do in my life what I've always done, which is art, but now I get to really focus on it. And it's really very, very enriching, very fulfilling, and I'm extremely grateful. So are there any questions or anything you want to say?
Yeah, well, we got a question. When was your home built? Which I answered in the chat. 1903, 120 years ago. And
120 years. Wow.
I know. Isn't that something?
Yeah. Well, it's an extremely well-built house, but when we, first viewed it, down in the cellar, the support beams were hanging from the joists because the bottom of them had rotted and crumbled away, so they weren't even on the supporting the joists. So it really needed somebody to come in and help save. Sooner or later, as well built as this house is, it might have collapsed in the center, but 22 jack posts later, I feel like, besides living here in the community and the nature all around us, and the seasons, I love all of it. But besides that, it's a very gratifying feeling to know that we've saved the Emerald Lady from, and a friend said, "You've let her breathe again." And that's how it feels. There was, mold and mildew, and somebody had bobcats here. And when we refinished the floors in my bedroom, I was like, what are these spots that are coming through when we shellacked them? And it's probably bobcat urine. It's at least a good story, if you got to have spots on your floor. So, there was a lot of work to do, and a lot of airing it out, taking out all the pads and carpets and wallpaper so that the whole house could breathe and restore the clean air. So it's been really a wonderful experience to bring her back to her original glory. And we painted outside the trim white, before we got the earliest photographs of the place, which were white trim. So I felt like that was the right color. And indeed, that's how she was built in the very beginning. That was the vision of the builder and homeowner. So, Bo, any other questions or comments you want to address?
There was just, during the home tour, people were saying, this is lovely, beautiful. Madeline said, happy holidays to you and yours, Claire. And then MSP said, fantastic, super festive, happy holidays to you.
Thank you very, very much. Happy holidays to all of you, and whatever you celebrate, let us realize that, what we have in common is what's the most important and what we should focus on. And our differences should be celebrated and tolerated, and diversity is beautiful. But what we have in common is we all want peace, we all want love, and we all want to be respected and appreciated and safe. So let us focus on that, especially in this time in the world and in this season. Let us expand the peace from our hearts out to the world. So thank you. And would you talk about the giveaway?
Absolutely. And then I'll let you wrap up with your thank yous, including the grant board. So the giveaway, we will be hosting a giveaway through a third-party service, which makes it super easy for people to sign up. It's free for them to sign up for the giveaway, and you can talk more on what you're giving away, but we will put that out in a newsletter and a YouTube video, and we'll make it very easy for everybody to get involved. And like I said, it'll be free for them to sign up and get entered and share with their friends.
And how do they do that?
Well, it's not up and running yet, so it's subject to change, but the giveaway will ask people to do multiple activities. Each one will give them kind of a virtual raffle ticket for the giveaway. All of these activities will be free, such as, subscribing to the Creativity Show YouTube channel, signing up for the newsletter, following on Instagram, certain things like that. Each one of those that they do will give them a virtual raffle ticket.
And when will we set that up?
TBD, but soon. That's that's for us you to decide.
Okay. Well, we'll set that up soon, and all the ways that you earn raffle tickets will be free. And what we're giving away will be private consultations with me to help you find what your inspiration is, to figure out a way to organize your life so that you can begin it and keep it going and complete it, and hopefully feel good about sharing it with others. So that's one of the contest prizes. And the other will be prints of my art, which the web store shows in large, medium, or small. The winners will get to choose the image and the size they want. And so my book will be another, more people will win that. So there'll be a lot of prizes: my art, my book, and the creativity consulting, which I love to do with people, and everybody's creative. There's not a single person that isn't, and there's no one that doesn't enjoy it when they give themselves permission to explore it and express it. and there's no one it's not good for. Expressing emotion stimulates our immune system. Stepping into our creative flow, medically documented, increases our happiness. Sharing with others can be very fulfilling, and helping others by sharing our stories, our paintings, our music, whatever it is we want to share, the environments we create, can be very, very satisfying. And I love to help people increase their connection to their own imagination and their creative confidence to express it and the courage to share it with others. It's as wonderful as doing it myself, creating myself. And I get to channel my loving, sweet, kind artist mother, who was so generous in her spirit and so accepting and so compassionate, that she could find kind things to say to anybody. She could forgive people for shabby behavior immediately. I aspire to be as elegantly enlightened as she was. I'm, on the path, but I love helping people by listening to them, hearing what they love, and helping them feel the courage to express it. And I had a client, my first official client, when I started doing it with individuals, not just classes and in schools and institutions, called me and said, I just think you're the person to do this. And I've been to every retreat and life coaches, and but I think you're the one. I said, well, that's really funny, because last night I said I'm a creativity consultant. And I was out in California at the time, kind of tongue-in-cheek, making fun of everybody was a consultant, and said, to make money, you have to be a consultant at whatever it is you do. And I got called the next day after saying this. And she told me 3 sessions later, her book was on the table. She knew what the concept, she had the structure for it, and she could complete it herself after 3 sessions. She didn't really need my guidance anymore. But I asked her how long she'd known that she needed to do a book or wanted to do a book, and she said 25 years. So we can help each other. People have helped me, and I love giving that to others. So that's what that's about. And I love it when my art, which is inspired by the natural world and how much I want to be a champion of us living in harmony with it and with each other. I love it when my art, the most common thing I have heard in response to my art from people is peaceful. So who doesn't need more of that? I do. Everybody does. The world does. When we have peace, we can accomplish anything and everything else. So I love it that people say my art brings a little bit of the peace of nature into their lives, their environment. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm excited. I've never done a giveaway like this before, but this is really, Bodhi suggested it. Good for him. He's really got some great ideas. So I'm going to go for it, and I'm excited about it. So thanks for being here, and thank you, Bodhi. Is there anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Just thank you to the Minnesota State Arts Board, and thanks to the National Endowment for the Arts for supporting these grants.
Well, actually, we do want to thank them, but these, we finished up that grant last live stream virtual visit. I did 15 on the subject of how to promote your book, which is what I got that grant for. So these sessions, these virtual visits are just because we want to, not because we got a grant to do it, but we still want to thank the Minnesota State Arts Board and the National Endowment for the Arts. And we both got grants to work on our next books. So thank you. And we're underway with that. And we'll be sharing more about that later. But next Monday, next Thursday, and then it'll be Christmas. We're 11 Central Time. We're going to be handmade gifts and DIY home decor for this season, and hope to see you there and hear from you, and hope you tell a friend.
All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Patreon, and I might have missed one, but
Instagram.
And Instagram. So if I missed any of your questions or comments, I'll copy them for next time.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.